Welcome race fans, we are here today for a special edition of our CAV-OK Racing Network. We will broadcast tonight at the Bonfire GT series. Tonight we will race in Australia. Good day mate, we're close to Melbourne for a race at the Phillip Island Grand Prix circuit. It's the new world famous track where we've seen the Superbike World Championship. We've seen in the early days the Australian Grand Prix, and now we will follow our drivers in the Bonfire GT series. My co-commentator is here with me. He's not only in the booth, he decided that he could do better on track. So we're gonna have a look at Peter, how Peter is doing up here. But currently we're busy in the qualification. I think we're actually already a long time in qualification. I can have a look if we still have some drivers running. Let's have a quick look if we can drive along with Nicholas Belgaard over here. I'll be honest with you, for me it's a relatively new track. But I had a quick look on it and it looks very fast. So we do have quite some fast people in our field. So this is going to be an exciting race. Timothy is Nicholas is currently running on an 8th position. And drive along with him, get a little bit more of a feeling of the track. As I said, for me it's also quite new, but I think more people had this trouble, so curious to see how they can solve that within the race. Very technical piece over here. Now take that inside line and go full power. That is what Nicholas is doing right here. He is improving on his time, also in the second sector, so he currently has a 129.5 standings. Let's see if he can improve on that. Again, a technical piece over here. And then we come to the long straight where we go over the finish line. Let's see if Nicholas Belgaard can improve himself. I think that he 21-27. But I don't see it registered, so I'm not sure if he might have an off track. He's not continuing anymore. This is the track here in the beautiful Phillip Island. As you can see, we do see the ocean up here. Amazing view. There will be some briefer meeting going right now, although it is always quite short with this league. It's always sunny here in iRacing. I do have to say, if you ever go to Melbourne, take many different clothes, because you will have 4 different weathers on one day. And I do see that we're getting ready for our start. See already some cars lining up. Let's have a look if we can see that a little bit closer. Just do the grid quickly. We have Jason Bice on first position, Clayton Ham on a second position, 2 tenths behind him. Joseph Dupont, of course, number 3, with 3 tenths behind there, and Ray Bartnikowski on the 4th position. Great job. I'm curious what those guys will do against Jason Bice. Jason Bice relatively new to this GT3 series, but since he's been here, we've seen nothing than him in the front. So I'm curious to see if he can contain that in this race. We see Casey Waters on the 6th position. Casey Waters, a new name, Great to see him in this track. We have Dylan Harley. Promise I will pronounce your names always wrong. Dylan, great to have you up here on the 7th position. I see Joseph Bogart on the 10th position. Timothy Bauhus on the 9th position. All new names. Great to see them, and of course some old names. Andrew Thomas and Peter Lee, who are ending this line. A quick look if we have some more names. Yes, of course we have some more names. We have Josh Miller on the 13th position. Great to see him here in the GT3 series. We know him, of course, from the Bogart fire. But he's now driving over here. Sean Scowls, an European flag over there. I'm not sure if that's true. Otherwise, Central Eastern Europe. Great to see him on this time of the day. On the 14th position, and we're ending with Sean Thomas on the 15th position. But everything to play for. Let's have a quick look. We can see how it is driving within this field. Following that pace car. This is always, what do? Are you getting your tires? Yes, we're getting our tires warm. Nicholas is getting ready. What is Ray Bartnikowski doing? He's focused. He's on a good position here to actually go. So I'm curious what he's gonna do. You can see when Jason Bice is going, and that's very important. Is Jason Bice going for those lights, or is he gonna immediately make a run for it? Alright, everybody looks quite together, waiting for Jason to give the signal that we can go. And it seems like the signal has given. The pace car is in. Oh, it's not in. No, it's not in. Couldn't see him anymore. And here we're going onto the straight. I'm correct. Now the pace car should go in, and this is where we now need to pay attention on Jason Bice. What is Jason Bice going to do over here? Is he going to wait for the lights? It looks like he's going for the lights. Everybody can sort right behind him. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The race is off here in Phillip Island, and look at this. Great how close the field is. Jason Bice takes that inside corner, looks very clean. Jason is protecting that line straight from Clayton Ham, who tries to go in there, but that doesn't work out. Looks like we have a clean field over here, look at that. And here you see Clayton Ham right behind Jason Bice, right behind there Ray Bartnikowski. Joseph Dupont, I see Charles Webber, Casey Waller still on that 6th position. I think Ray is the biggest winner. He came up to that 3rd position right now, but everything up here is quite clean. Looks really good. Right in front is Peter Lee is Timothy Bauhus, holding him a little bit up, but protecting that line very well. And here's where Jason Bice is going. Alright, let's see the timing tower. Oh, we do see an accident. I saw Clayton Ham. He crashed. What happened with Clayton Ham? Oh, suddenly a big gap over there. And I do want to see that 2nd position over here, because Ray Bartnikowski is getting it quite difficult. Is he going to hold that position? Look at this. No, he doesn't hold that. Joseph Dupont attacks them there on that inside line. Great move from Joseph. And that means that Jason Bice can run away right now. He's 2.3 seconds ahead. And here we see the timing tower coming up. And here we see that Jason Bice is running away. And this is one big group with Ray Bartnikowski, Charles Webber, Casey Waters, Nicholas Belgaard and Dylan Harley. And that's a big group over here, all to play for. It's a 45-minute race, and we do have one pit stop. So anything can go wrong, and we will see that will happen. Driving along here with Sean Skiles. I've chosen for a Red Bull livery. Or Tauri, I'm not 100% no, it's a Red Bull. Oh, that's actually Joseph Dupont. Joseph Dupont is doing that. And he's now making a little bit of distance over there. We do see that Dylan crashed. Dylan Harley has crashed in the background. And also, alright, now we're going to have a quick look here. We do see that Tintin Baus came offline. Difficulties to get back on, so that happened with him. Let's have a quick look what happened with Clayton Ham. Because Clayton Ham was lying there on that second position. Had an awesome run over here. And just hold his brakes really nice. Everybody could pass him. So that basically what happened with those two guys. And that's why Jason Bice is still 2.4 seconds ahead. And we do see some fights going on over here. Dylan Hartley and Ray and Bartnikowski are going. And I think Clayton Ham is also back here in the fight together with Ray. Ray is getting it really busy there in that BMW. Clayton holding on there on the outside. So his car didn't have any damage and he can continue straight up. You would think it's only 15 cars, but there's very much to play for. We here see Josh Miller. 4 positions up, done a very good part on this in this nice Porsche he has. Josh is looking on a 2 second, but he is closing down on Clayton Ham, so I'm curious what he's going to do over there. And right behind him is Nicholas Belgaard, very close by. Oh, that went wrong. That went completely wrong for, that was Josh Miller. Nicholas Belgaard could nearly misses him. Nice save for him. Too bad for Josh Miller. Look at the replay of that part. We see Josh Miller here. Yeah, doesn't hold that car. And oh, gets then hit. But luckily, oh, and gets hit again. Yeah, then it's difficult, can safely go off track, but that was a bit of a mess. And that means that Josh Miller and Sheen Skiles are both in the pit. So let's look at the fight over here for position number 3. We have Charles Webber with Casey Waters. Casey Waters in a Ford. Don't see that many times in a Ford. It's nice to see his car chosen. Looks really good up here. And he's making it very difficult for Charles Webber. Charles Webber is defending over here. If we can get them both in one picture. Gliciani is in that draft, so he can easily come back. Right, how about the fight with Ray Bartnikowski? Is it a little bit finished or is he still in hot waters? Oh! Who do we have go off over there? That was Dylan. Dylan, what happened? Just a simple off track. Alright, I'm not going to try to get all the off tracks. Let's see if we can keep some of them secret. Currently driving along here with Jason Bice. Awesome looking car. Look at the rim. He knows I love orange, but this is amazing paint. And how steep that track is over here. But I do have to say, Joseph Dupont is holding up quite nicely. Coming up here in 2.5 seconds. He's running the same times as Jason currently does. Behind him is, look at that, we have Charles Webber. Here we see that Charles Webber, right behind Charles Webber is Casey Waters, still in that Ford. Getting a little bit closer. And a little bit further over there we see Clayton Ham. Clayton Ham is now right behind Ray Bartnikowski. Ray Bartnikowski has it difficult already. And again, there's a lot of pressure from Clayton Ham. Clayton Ham made already a couple of mistakes. That's the reason why he is in 7th position. Started as 2nd, but his car still looks good. He's really putting the pressure right on Ray Bartnikowski. And over there we also see Dylan Hartley. We see Nicholas Belgaard fighting with Joseph Bogart. Or is this... maybe my timing is a little bit off over there. Alright, where are the good fights to see? I think we need to go back to Charles and Casey Waters. Because Casey Waters actually did overtake him already. Oh, did miss that move. Let's have a quick look if we can see how he made that move. Oh, it was a little bit wide from Charles. And immediately Casey can smell that part and knows how to do that. Takes the second corner really well, and Charles can't do anything on that, just to park the car behind him, and looks if he has another opportunity. And while I say that, I also see that Clayton Ham has made a position. Let's have a quick look how that went on the straight. That was a simple overtake, and how are they doing right now? Alright, let's drive along with Casey Waters. Love his the sound of that car. We don't see many Fords in our GT series, so it's great that Casey chose this car. Look at that, looks completely different from the other cars. Here you can see how difficult it is to see actually the track. Going up and down. In corners. But that means we have still Jason Bice on the first position. Joseph Dupont on the 3.1 seconds, a little bit slower now. Losing a little bit of traction with Jason Bice. After that we have Casey Waters on the 3rd position. Charles Webber on position number 4. And there we see Peter Lee. Peter, I promised to look at you, and look at this, on the 5th position. 6 positions up. Making a lot of... this is typical Peter, where everybody makes mistakes. He continues, and look at that car. I want to have a special quick look on his livery, because it looks awesome there. He's driving solid times. 10 seconds currently behind Charles Webber. And then we have Ray Bartnikowski, who's now getting back into Clayton, because they too can play that game. And Ray is getting a lot closer to Clayton. Draft helps a lot. Let's see how that looks from Clayton's, from Ray perspective. The moment he can't really get a lot closer. Sees Peter Lee, sees Clayton, but trying to get a little bit closer. And here that works, but here he goes, takes a different line. Oh, and now he gets a lot closer, look at that. Nice threesome over here. Peter Lee, Clayton Ham and Ray Bartnikowski. What are they going to do? Oh, this is an easy way for Clayton. And immediately, look at that. We also see that Ray Bartnikowski also took position over there. So that means, let's see what Ray is going to do. Ray is going to get a lot closer over here. I think he's too far away. Oh, and while I say that, he makes a really... I do see that BMW from Ray is a little bit slower on the brakes. And gains a lot on those entries. Curious to see if he now also takes it on the exit. Or is that's where Clayton goes. And oh! We see a big crash. Jason Bice, our leader, has crashed. What happened over here? He's taking the line. Oh no! He's trying to overtake. I want to see that in a different track. I think he was trying to overtake Andrew Thomas over there. And Andrew Thomas lost it. And then, oh, teammates of each other. Teammates of each other took each other out. And Jason Bice crashed over here. I think Jason is back on the track. Let's have a quick look if he's back on the track. Oh, now we're going to see some nice fighting over here. Let's have a quick look if I can catch up with Jason Bice. Jason Bice currently on the 4th position. Is already seeing Charles Webber. Let's drive along with Jason. We know Andrew Thomas is currently in that pit. He crashed the car. Luckily, Jason Bice could avoid that problem and is already back on track. And made it a very interesting race suddenly. He was a little bit ahead and now suddenly Joseph Dupont is really ahead. But what about Casey Waters? Casey Waters with that Ford is suddenly on that 2nd position and is really closing in on Joseph Dupont. It's 0.7 seconds right now. Look at that, there they go. Great to see, and also it's great to see the fight behind them. Look at this, Jason Bice already really closing in over there. Is he going to make that move right here? It's on the straight, he can make that move, he can go on the outside. Look at this, he goes to the outside, really interesting to see. Is that the best line? Charles Webber is defending, and is defending quite hard, but it doesn't work. Look at this, Jason Bice already on the 3rd position. Takes that BMW in a really strong fashion. And is 2.9 seconds away from Casey Waters in lap 11. As I said, 45 minutes race, so we're not even halfway through. It's quite easy for Jason to come back. This will be interesting to see, and while I say that, right behind them we see Ray Bartnikowski getting back at Clayton Ham. Clayton Ham, I'm not sure how well he practiced, but you do see him make the mistakes that he never made. It's great to see him now in a GT3 car. And we do hear some fans of Joey Bogart, so let's have a quick look how he's doing actually. Well, he's not doing that bad. He started as 10th and he's still as 10th. He has a really cool looking car and he's still driving. So I think that's a win overall. Currently 14 seconds behind Nicholas Belgaard and 16 seconds in front of Timothy Behus, who had some incidents. Was that the delivery or was that Timothy himself? I will blame delivery. But he's now driving quite safe on that 11th position. And right behind them we have Sean Scows. That interesting looking livery over here. This also has some incidents, but found now his way on here. And he has somebody in front of him, so that helps I think as well. Alright, and let's go back to the fight where it most happens, and that's with Clayton Ham and Ray Bartnikowski. Ray sits really close by Clayton Ham, but don't think they're gonna go for there. And how's it with Jason? Where's Jason Weiss going? Jason Weiss 3 seconds from Casey Waters. If I look at the last laps, Jason Weiss did have the quickest lap with 128.7. Was nearly 4/10 quicker than Casey Waters, so he is improving, and I do think that Casey Waters needs to look on the back of his car. Let's see what he can see if he looks over there. Well, he can see already a little bit of Jason Weiss. So, oh, and we do see Clayton Ham going into the pit. Interesting. Look at this, Clayton Ham already into that pit. Very close one, you can't see much in here. Pit limiter is on, so that everything is safe. And yeah, he has a good pit part because he was second. He's standing here all in the front. Look at this beautiful car. Always like those paintings. But currently he's waiting to get his exit out. Here he goes, out on the track. And here we're driving along with Joseph Dupont. Is Joseph Dupont gonna really make that happen in that livery? It looks like it. He's really quick and also very safe. And by the way, I'm a big Red Bull fan, so nothing against Red Bull, but the liveries in iRacing don't predict that much good. But Joseph is showing that it can go different. And here we have Casey Waters on that second position, 1.5 seconds a little bit further ahead. And there you see Jason Weiss already coming up. Look at this, Jason Weiss. Currently 2.2 seconds from Casey Waters. Really honing in right now. It's never fun if people have made mistakes or that something happens, but it is great for the race to see Jason Weiss having to do this much work. And he is doing that work. This is also what he likes. I know him a little bit, and he's gonna bite himself into this. Opponent by opponent, and currently he has Casey Waters in his sights, 1.9 seconds. Soon he will get into that draft, and then it will get a little bit more trickier. Because Casey Waters can't hold that off. Hey, but Casey Waters, nice introduction of yourself. Come into this league and drive here very safe on that second position. Shows that a Ford can be very fast. Oh, look at him slide over there. So soon we'll see that everybody comes together to get it in this way. You can see 1, 2, and 3 right over there, and that would be great if they start fighting, because then we know that Charles Webber can actually come back. You see him is a little bit further behind. Drive along with him. You'll see that he can still see the people, so nothing wrong with that. If they're on the hill, because now he's missing him. Look at that ocean right over there. Afterwards we can take a swim, but now we fully need to focus. And I will tell you, you will sweat in this sim race. Very exciting to have them all over here. Oh, and we do saw an overtake. Dylan passed Peter Lee. I want to see that one more time. What happened over there? Look at this. Great inside move from Dylan Hartley. He sticks that really nice. Peter Lee can't do anything about that. And that's why Dylan Hartley is currently on that 5th position, 2 positions up. He's not the biggest one, that's actually Peter Lee, because Peter Lee is 5 positions up. Still very steady. We do see that Timothy Bahus is again into the pit. Or not again, but is going into the pit, so he will take his pit stop right now. Joseph Dupont is not thinking of a pit stop right now. He thinks how to get rid of Casey Waters and Jason Bice, because they're both reeling him in. Especially Jason Bice, 1:28.5 was his time over here. He is going quite quick. Look at this, he has the view of Casey Waters now. Oh, we do see Sean Scales was crashing, and I did say Ray also going into the pit. Oh, they had nothing to do with each other. Sean just made a small mistake, but look at this. Oh, it makes a special move, nearly a 360. And he drives. He can continue his drive. Does he have any problems with his steering? Yes, it does look like his steering is broken over here. I'm curious what he's going to do. So Ray Bartnikowski is still in the pit. Is now driving away. Timothy Bahus is still in the pit, and we do see that Jason Bice is going into the pit. So he takes an early one, trying to do that undercut. Charles Webber is passing him right over there. Look at this, Jason Bice in the pit. Would that work? You see, no tires. We have a quick look at those headlights. Look at those headlights. Dangerous looking car. He is done with his pit stop. So gets out of the car. Don't think there's much traffic, so he will get it quite easy. And is currently really falling back on that 6th position, right behind Peter Lee. We see Nicholas Belgaard also going into the pit. So when is Joseph going to pit? Okay, he does have now Ray Bartnikowski in front of him. So that blue flag will also calculate over there. And that's why you see him immediately going into the pit. Oh, nearly missing a pit limiter is on. I think that was a good pit stop. Was a little bit shaky in the beginning, but we do see that he did come in quite nicely. You see Peter Lee there still standing into the pit as well. So that's Joseph Dupont into the pit. And that means that Casey Waters is into the lead. So it cannot get any better. Well, no. You're joining a league. They're very good drivers, and you're suddenly on the first position. Very nicely job over there. We do see that Charles Webber is 8 seconds behind him. I'm not sure what happened with Charles, but Casey is driving very solid. Casey also will have to pit. Do you see that Peter Lee is still in the pit? Oh, what happened to Peter Lee? Let's have a quick look what happened. Oh, all right. Normally I don't do this, but I want to see this in what happened over here. So let's have a quick look how that looks from Peter driving. I told you we're gonna have a quick look how Peter is driving on the moment. This is what happened with Peter. Peter tried to stop, and ended up on the wall. We call that beaching. And that cost him a lot of damage. I don't see him repair his car yet. And while we look at him going over there, we also see Charles joining Peter Lee in the pit stop. His car looks, for me, all fine. If we can get a closer look on that. So he's on that second position and he's in the pit. I see Dylan Hartley going into the pit. And here goes Peter Lee again on that 11th position. Always nice to see him go out again. And here we see Casey Waters on that first position. Casey has trouble with now with blue flag. We do see that Ray Bartnikowski is right in front of him. Well, he will have to go in quite soon, I suspect. And then we see Jason Bice right behind Joseph DuPont. It's again still 1.8 seconds, so I think Joseph did a really good job on pit stops. Because we know how Jason is. He has been practicing that. He knows exactly where to go on that. And he is getting a little bit closer. Well, we do see that important note. Look at this. We see Casey Waters going into the pit. And now I'm curious what happens with this fellow over here, Joseph DuPont. Is he gonna overtake Casey? And what is Jason gonna do? Is Jason also going to overtake Casey Waters? Driving along here with Jason Bice. And I do see that Casey Waters is on the exit. And he is out. Look at this. He is out. Is he going to make that? Are we going to see this? Is he going to make that? And it looks like he is passing Jason Bice, but not Joseph DuPont. Joseph DuPont did a better part. This worked. This tactic really worked for Joseph. Look at that, he is ahead of Casey Waters again, 1.7 seconds. And Jason Bice is now really close to Casey Waters. Is BMW going to pass that Ford? And in the background we do see Peter Lee for 10th position. But currently, easy overtake from Jason Bice. Wouldn't expect it going to be that easy, but... Seems like Casey Waters gives up and says, okay, I'm going to go past, I'm going to go behind Jason Bice. On attack for Joseph DuPont. Look at this. Still in that livery, nice place. And I do have to say, he's rock solid. Let's have a quick look if we can look at his RS timings. I think those our times are a little bit off because he also, and of course his pit stop right there in lap 17. But we do see that Jason Bice has difficulties to come back. So that's very interesting. And of course we have to look now what Casey Waters is going to do. Is Casey Waters going to make it difficult for Jason Bice? Or is that going to be, oh, look at that. I'm curious, I would love to talk to Casey about that Ford. Is he sliding a little bit, but it works really well for his Ford. I don't see Jason Bice yet coming closer. And so he needs to look into his mirror. That's difficult. Look at this, Jason Bice followed by Casey Waters. But of course there are more drivers over here. Let's have a look on Ray Bartnikowski. Was always in a fight with Clayton Ham. I'm curious I think that has a little bit separated. Clayton Ham is currently on the 5th position, and Ray is working his way up here in the 8th position. A little bit in no one's land. 14 seconds ahead of, or needs to work on his way up to Nicholas Belgaard, and 42 seconds ahead of Peter Lee. Yeah, that's difficult to keep focus on that. But you need to do that. The race is still more than 10 minutes long. It's 13 minutes long, so... Oh, and Ray! That was a small mistake of Ray. I think that's the reason why he's on this position. But again, it doesn't really matter. He can go back. His car is not damaged. But yeah, that's not fun to do. And especially we know Ray can be very competitive. But this track is a little bit difficult. Let's have a quick look how it goes with Casey Waters and Jason Bice. They're still fighting. Now we do see that Waters actually is gaining for the first time up here in this against Jason Bice, so he can hold on to him. But if you look at the times from Joseph Dupont and Jason Bice, and you do see that Jason is also gaining on Joseph Dupont, so it's going to be an interesting race at the finish. We're going to get some real fighting going on. Quick look if I can put up the... let's see the time delta. We do see some changes right over there. Oh! We see Casey Waters actually past Jason Bice. Why did I miss that? Man. I was looking a little bit. Oh, we see a small mistake from Jason Bice. And Casey immediately is over there. So again, Jason Bice is starting where he was. Behind Casey Waters. He's making a really interesting race out of it. And then we see Clayton Ham. Clayton Ham has Dylan Hartley behind him, But Dylan can't get much closer. And that's a quite safe place for Dylan to Clayton to work on. How's that going with Charles Webber on the 4th position? Yeah, he's also gaining on Ham, and then you can see that Peter Lee is right behind there. Peter Lee will have to give up that position as he is in a black flag over there, so maybe not right here, but he's gonna do that right here. Oh, small incident with Dylan Hartley, who crashed over here, but again can keep his car safe. Oh, cannot keep his car safe. Ay. Who was that? Oh, that was Nicholas Bogart. Let's have a quick look how that looked. Look at this, he drives all... Here we go, and whoa, somebody on the track. Oh, comes back on the track. Yeah, that's really difficult. Then Nicholas can't do much about that. His car is damaged, and he did already a pit stop, so I'm not sure what that's gonna have the consequence for. Look at this, he continues his drive. There's that steering wheel. Looks like it's pretty okay. A quick look if we can see the outside. I don't see much damage. That's amazing, because that was a major crash. Alright, let's go back to the race and see how they still doing. Looking here at Joseph Hogart. There's Bogart currently on the 10th position. And he is getting a little bit closer to Peter Lee. So look at that. That could be also an interesting race. Always looking to see where the real action is. And I do think that Ray Bartnikowski has found some pace again, because he is closing up on Dylan Hartley. Of course, that incident didn't help. Who do we have here going into the pit? That's Dylan Hartley. So Ray Bartnikowski, free spot, bingo. And he can continue on the 7th position and is now 3.6 seconds behind Nicholas Bogart. Have a look if we can see where he is. Oh, that's not that far away. Of course, with that incident, Nicholas is a little bit scary, and I will be too. So we'll drive a little bit slower. Make sure that his car is looking fine. Have a quick look how that looks in the cockpit from his. It seems that he doesn't have any damage. He can just continue the race. It's awesome to see. Not holding back. Great. Alright, so how is it in the front right now? We still have Joseph Dupont and Casey Waters right behind him. And right behind them is Jason Bice, who started on that first position. And is currently here in that 3rd position. So need to do some work to actually come back. But is doing that lap after lap. And then there's a small slip up. But currently you do see that with Jason. When he gets comfortable in that track, he will speed up a little bit. He's currently driving 128.9. And Casey Waters is actually a little bit quicker. He's driving the 128.6. So Casey Waters is running away a little bit from Jason Bice. Jason Bice will need to do something. We only have 7 minutes to go. Let's go back to Joseph Bogart, and I want to drive along with him because he can see now Peter Lee getting really a lot closer over there. Look at it, he is getting a lot closer right now. He's in that draft. And that means it will go really fast. Peter Lee will have difficulties now to hold this position. As you can see, Joseph was already quicker, and with this draft he's now just gaining tenths up here. I don't think it's going to happen in this first corner, but I do think that we're going to see something in this lap. So let's keep a close eye on those two. Here they come, and it's already getting a little bit closer again. Driving along here with Peter Lee, looking from the back. And it is, if you are now just driving from the mirror that Peter has to do, that's not fun. You're going to make mistakes, and that's exactly what Joseph is hoping for. But Peter is having a very good line over here. And I know Peter, he's not going to be confused about this. He's just going to drive his own line. Sometimes he just turns off all the necessary overlays just to make sure that he can focus, and he's probably doing that right now. And Joseph has difficulties to get back. Look at this. Peter seemed a little bit quicker over here. There we have Joseph. I do have to see that BMW. I love those headlights. They really look like a cat. And I'm a cat person, so. And again, Joseph didn't make it. He's not any closer. So Peter has found something where he can be a little bit quicker. I think it's on some points. Peter is really good in the more technical parts, but he has now difficulties. Joseph did make a jump over there. He's now 4/10 from him away. While I talk about that, we do want to have a quick look what Ray Bartnikowski is doing, because he's now closing in on Nicholas Belgaard. Would Nicholas still have a little bit of trouble with his car, or is it really just Ray Bartnikowski who has made that speed back up to pace? Have a quick look, Ray. Yeah, Ray 129.3 in his last. That is a quick time. So he has made that speed. Still a little bit further away, but we do see that Nicholas Belgaard has some issues over there. So again, Ray Bartnikowski comes a little bit closer. But we can also say that about Joseph Hogart. Look at that, Joseph Hogart is really getting a lot closer. 6/10. Peter can defend, I know that from him. There's no trouble with that. Look at this. Take the same line. Oh, gets a little bit closer. Is deeper on that inside. Whoa, needs to brake for Peter Lee. Peter had a different line, was off that line and needed to correct himself. Alright, where are those two guys? Look at this. Keep going. We have only 2 minutes to go, and what is happening in the front, just to make sure? Joseph Dupont, look at that. Steady Eddie number 1. Joseph Dupont is really driving very steady. Constantly on that 1.28.5. And Casey Waters is coming a little bit closer, but not much. And that is a little bit too less with the time that we have left. And behind there is Jason Bice. Saw him right over there in the corner. Quick look if we can. Here's Casey Waters. And here's Jason Bice. And that's too far away. That's too far away. So let's have a quick look what Ray Bartnikowski has for plans for Nicholas Belgaard. Because they're getting really close. And Ray is now getting in there. Needs to do everything. So will push his car a little bit more. And the same thing for Joseph Hogart, but it's difficult to catch Peter Lee. Look at this. Normally we're always in the front, but the fights over here are a little bit more interesting right now. Don't want to miss, of course, victory of Joseph Dupont, because he is going to prove that you can win in a Red Bull livery. Which is definitely worth it. Look at that. Casey Waters on that second position in that Ford. 1.6 seconds away. Awesome job. He's still getting closer. Oh, you nearly see them in one shot. Look at this. Look at this. We do see them now in one shot. Jason Bice is not getting any closer. So I do think it's going to be... Oh! It's going to be either Joseph Dupont, and it is going to be Joseph Dupont. Look at this. Joseph Dupont takes victory over Casey Waters. Great second position for him. And third position is for Jason Bice. And then we have Charles Webber. How is it going with Charles Webber? Charles Webber on the fourth position. There's nobody who's need to be afraid of. So let's go back to Ray Bartnikowski. While I say that, Charles Webber will finish fourth. Clayton Ham will go on fifth. But Ray still has that chance to go over here. It's far away, but he can make this. He's going to make a real part over here. Getting a lot closer. Oh, he is going to make a move. He's able to make a move. He's getting really close now. Nicholas will need to defend. And maybe his car is broken or maybe not, but Nicholas will take everything. Look at that. Nicholas Belgaard is defending that for sixth position. Oh, and Ray is pushing his car to the limits and pushing it a little bit too far. Can hold it. Awesome that he can hold that car, but he can't win that position anymore. That one is the sixth position is for Nicholas Belgaard, and Ray Bartnikowski ends up in that seventh position. And here we do see the race results. We see Joseph Dupont on the first position, Casey Waters on that second position. Great job from him. Then we see Jason Bice, third position, as we said. Charles Webber, a little bit behind, but very steady at the fourth position. Clayton Ham had a couple of mistakes, but came back in the end of the race and is on that fifth position. Want to point out Peter Lee on that 8th position. Don't know how you do that with parking the car that special. Joseph Bogart, we enjoyed the race with you on that 9th position. And of course Dylan Hartley on the 10th position. Wow, it was a lot to do this all by myself here for the GT3. Normally I race this track. But I enjoyed it a lot for this time making a special edition for the Bonfire Racing League and have our GT3 coming up. Can I have a quick look? Maybe we do have some people who want to actually come into the booth. We do that sometimes. Do I have anything open? Let's see if we have any people coming in. Oh, we have a full waiting list. Oh, this is gonna be fun. All right, I'm going to get a couple of people in over here. All right. So we're sitting up here in the broadcast looking at the race results. Clayton Ham, welcome. How are you doing?
Could be a little better, Pim, but we'll definitely take a solid P5.
You take definitely a solid P5. We saw a couple of mistakes in the beginning. And then you were just solid and you kept driving. And that's where that 5th position came from. Who were you fighting with? I saw some overtakes from you.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and start from the beginning. I just had overcooked it in, I believe, the penultimate corner. Luckily, I don't think anybody hit me or wrecked from that. I think Timothy. But I was having a pretty good battle with Ray there in the middle section once I got back in it.
That was it, yeah.
And then I ended up I believe I was the first car into the pits.
You were, but it was an interesting fight, I definitely have to say. I also see that here in the booth we have Casey Waters. Casey Waters, second position with the Ford. We love that car, we love the sound. How was the race for you?
Thanks, Pim. It was a great race. The team put together a real great car. The setup was amazing. Had a good straight line speed. It's a Ford.
Yeah, so tell me, because that's the thing, like, we never see a Ford driving, and you're one of the first that actually comes up with a Ford. I did see you slide sometimes. Is that a little bit how you have to drive this Ford?
It's got a lot of character under braking. And she's a handful, but the new BOP for my racing, it brought it back to the table, I think.
Well, you said it. It's a real point. It looks awesome, I have to say. You did a really nice job on the paint. We did see some nice fights with you, also with Jason Bice, who was coming back, and at one point you just drove away. What was the change? Because I constantly saw Jason Bice coming closer, and at one point at the end of the race, you really had it. You nailed it every time. Did you improve, or did Jason Bice gave up a little bit?
I think I was a little bit of both. I kept staring at my rearview mirror. Can't thought he was coming back after he went a little sideways into turn 2. Maybe overcooked tires. I don't know, but he was a good competitor.
Yeah, he was. To be honest, I didn't mind that he made his first mistake, because that was great for the fights. He suddenly was fighting with everybody, and he came quick back. So that was very interesting to see. We also have up here Nicholas Belgaard. Nicholas, how was the race for you?
Very exciting. I'm sure you guys may have some highlights from it, from my point of view. But good race overall. I had fun.
Yeah, no, definitely. 9th position. I think you had fights with a lot of people. At one point, you were going with Peter Lee, and that took a little bit longer than I actually expected for you to overtake him. And in the end, you didn't. So what happened over there?
I'm trying to remember. I think I may have pitted right before I got him. He was right in front of me. I came in early to pit. So I had about 1 lap of fuel left. So I just, instead of trying to fight to get it over there, I was trying to get him in the pits.
Yeah. Now, it was awesome to see you race. It was a great race. Was this a new track for you?
Yeah, I think several of us. It was pretty new and pretty rusty too. My first race for the week, so jumped in hot.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. I do have to say, for me, it was a complete new track, and then I looked it up, and it's actually already an old track. But we didn't have many series going here, so I do have to say I thought it was a great. It looked a little bit, it felt a little bit like Road Atlanta. Can you agree with me on that, or what can you say? It was the fast corners. Well, what's your opinion about the track?
Yeah, I mean, Road Atlanta is a good. Did you say Road Atlanta or America?
Road America. Sorry, Road America. I meant Road America.
Oh yeah, gotcha. Sorry, I probably misheard. Yeah, America definitely, especially the long sweeping right at America. There's a lot of these fast sweepers, and the setup on the car is really important. I think as the winner pointed out with the Ford, setup's important here. Enough downforce to not slow you down, but you don't want to go too low and then eat your tires up. So it had to be a good balance, and that was the key here.
Well, I think you did pretty well for the first race, mid-pack, and always see opportunities to improve. I see Peter Lee. Peter, all right. So you're not coming into the booth up here, but you nearly parked the car next to the booth. What happened over there?
Yeah, I think I just lost a little concentration. I was thinking, okay, I'm going to pit this time around, and then I was coming around turn 6, caught a little bit of grass, and then got caught. I beached my car on the berm.
Yeah. And it was so fun because I was just saying about you that, this is typical Peter. You moved up quite some spaces in the first laps, I think by mistakes of other people. So it was rare to see you spin out like that, and I do have to say it was quite spectacular how you beached yourself on that track. You will have to look at the replay because that was quite spectacular. I did do a replay on that one. Let's have a quick look.
I
see.
appreciate that.
Yeah, I do see Sean Skiles over here. Sean Skiles, first question. I saw an European flag, and we saw Eastern European. Is that a correct statement?
I would love to say it is, but I'm not. I'm an American, just playing a little bit of the Steam market there.
All right. Oh, look at that. Awesome. So you were new in this race. How did it go for you? We saw a couple of crashes, a couple of small mistakes, but you kept going, I think. So how was the race for you overall?
It was a good race, brand new experience. First time racing with all these guys out here. It was pretty good. A little rough, rougher than I would have wished, but it's racing. You got to be ready for everything, and I had an amazing time. New to the track, new to the league, new to the car, and I just took everything I could into it, and I really enjoyed it. Can't wait to be here for next week.
Awesome. Yeah, Sean, this is really also, I have to say, this is the second season. We did already a pre-season, and it is rough, and you have to get used to driving this kind of cars. And I do have to say, we see the other people who are longer in the race are getting more familiar with the cars. But that was also, I think, a little bit the purpose of this league, to learn the car. So I love it that you joined. I hope to see you next time as well. I see Dylan Hartley even in the booth. Dylan, how was your race?
Oh man, it was amazing. So first time ever in a league race, first time racing here. It was fun. Me and Sean, we worked on setups practically all week. I felt like I had some pretty good pace to be in top 10. Crashed about lap 24. I'd say into Nick, and apologize to him, because
that happens.
Want to get back on track, but that's racing. But man, I loved it. I loved league racing, so awesome. I'm excited to be here, and I'm excited to come back next week.
So Dylan, you're a rookie in that way. I can ask you. So what's for you the difference between a league and a pub race? What do you felt different?
Well, in an everyday race, it's something where you hop in and you race for fun. Whereas here in a league race, yes, there's still that fun aspect, but I also see a lot of competitiveness. We all want to do well, and we all want to show what we can do. And I know for at least me, and I'm pretty sure I can say for most of us that race here today, that we put in the time to practice at this one track and to try to show up for this one little time segment that we have.
Yeah. That's, I think, for me. So I don't drive any pub races anymore and public races anymore. I just focus on these kind of races just because of the fun of it, because of its, the league mentality. There's everybody tries to do their best, and we have an awesome time. And I think that worked out really well in this race. We saw some nice fights. I want to thank everybody up here, Clayton Ham. I want to thank you especially because I know you do a lot of work to get more people into this league, promote it. You have to do the admin work, so I really appreciate that from your perspective. And yeah, I'm curious for next race. I'm not sure yet if we're gonna do another special edition for broadcast. Maybe I'll drive myself because I do love to drive with you all. But you tell me after watching the broadcast what I should do.
For sure, and I'd like to say something real quick. I appreciate everybody joining us this week. Had a lot of new guys, and it just felt really good having a decently sized pack today. And I hope that we can continue to grow it throughout the rest of the season as we head into Sebring and slowly get into the meat of the schedule here.
Oh yeah, Sebring. Yeah, I've heard somebody else say Sebring is not my favorite. Well, Sebring is not my favorite. I really didn't like this. But yeah, we'll see if we can do another broadcast then maybe, because I'm definitely not going to drive that part. But we have some nice cameras over there, so that will be fun. I want to thank everybody for watching. If you have any feedback or if you ever want to join here, I do see some Spanish speaking people. Maybe next time we'll get a Spanish speaker over here. I have somebody who might want to join me, so we'll see how that goes. For now, have a great evening. Have an awesome weekend. We're back here on the KVK Racing Network on Sunday evening. And for now, have a great weekend.